Hey guys, Ricky here with another editing video for you. Today I am excited to share with you a photo I recently took on a trip down the west coast, and we had the most amazing fall weather. There was like intense fog to where it was like no visibility to like brilliant rays of morning sunshine, and just like cutting through the trees, and it was incredible. But I did shoot this through the window. No, I was not driving, I was in the passenger seat. And we didn't get a chance to really stop because the weather was shifting so quickly. And so I was just, you know what, I'm just going to take some pictures at the window. We'll see what I can get. Nothing else. I didn't really lose anything by trying to get some shots. So this started out like this. And looking at this, I'm like, okay, what did I even take this photo for? It did not turn out great. But I went ahead and gave it a shot with editing to see if maybe I could bring back that golden glow that the morning was really giving off, as it, the fog was here. So one of the things that to keep in mind is that I did shoot this through the car window, so that automatically lends to kind of some murky coloring, and the white balance is just not great. So I had a lot of fun kind of going through and seeing where I could bring back some of the color and the feeling that was in this scene. And I definitely played with some more tools in the tone curve, just to kind of have fun with this, because why not? It was a good time to practice on some new things. So yeah, this was fun. I really loved the outcome of this as well, and I'm going to show you kind of how I did this. So starting on the color panel, the tone curve makes such a difference. When you're adjusting the whole thing though, you can end up with like some crazy looking edits right away that you're like, I don't know. But really helping to have a vision of what you want, like what the overall look of the photo is supposed to be, will help you a ton. So when you're first looking at it right now, you're like, I don't know about that, but bear with me. We're going to go in and mess with the color channels here. We're going to bring in the S curves. We're going to balance out all of the colors that I know are here because I shot this as a raw photo, and there's information here that our eyes can't see, so it's worth giving it a shot. If you don't know where to start, just going for the normal S curve is kind of the way to go. I recommend doing that in all of the color channels, and then you can fine tune it from there if there's more tweaking you want to do. But it's a good place to start. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to mess with some more colors here in the HSL color panel. When I'm not shooting portraits, this is my chance to really adjust editing and play with new styles and new things that I wouldn't otherwise get to adjust. So you're kind of seeing how my mind is working with colors. I'm really particular about color, and I really like warm tones, I love seasonal tones, but I also want, even if I'm editing it differently, I still really want it to be somewhat true to the scene and to still fit, in a portfolio of my images, right? I don't want it to be like, here's all these particularly warm tones or lots of contrast or no contrast, and then suddenly there's a one-off that doesn't fit. I'm always careful about not doing that, but still having some fun with it. So don't totally rule out getting to try some new things. If you're one who likes to adjust presets, or to use presets and then just go on your day and not worry about editing anymore, nothing wrong with that at all. Sometimes that's the easiest, quickest option, especially if you don't have time to edit. But every once in a while, I'll sit down and just really go for it and see what I can do. It's a little exploration into some creativity for me that I enjoy doing. So if that's not your thing and something else works better for you, then nothing wrong with that. you can start to see how these colors are really affecting the overall look of the photo. And then you can see here how the split toning is pretty extreme. But if you hit that sweet spot, I'm starting to get more of the look I want. Like, I know that there is a good warm vibe to be had here, and yeah, I just want to really bring that out. Okay. So here in the detail, this is kind of an easy one to overlook. This is a photo where, because there is so much fog, we'll mess with the dehaze tool in a minute, but I do want to make sure that things are kind of sharp. If you're not sure what these do, you know, make some adjustments, see if it affects anything. If not, don't worry about it. I don't typically do noise reduction because it does decrease your quality, but I know a lot of people who do love it. I'm big on clarity and trying to have the best quality image as possible. So I want to be mindful of that for sure. Okay, as we go down to lens corrections, so something that I see a lot is vignetting, where it's not, I don't want to say done properly because there's no right and wrong. It's always based on whatever you want. But if you're doing vignetting here down in post-crop, vignetting in the effects tab, you want to make it look natural. And this obviously does not look natural. One of the things I recommend is that you feather it all the way out. And then you fade it back to where, you can get away with it, to a certain degree. But I like to be a little more sensitive to the light. So if you're looking here, the sun here is coming from the left. You can see because the sun rays, if nothing else. And so it's kind of darker in this top right corner and for sure in the bottom left corner. I don't need any more darkness here, and I don't really need any here. But I definitely don't need it where the sun is coming in. There's no natural vignetting here. My lens wouldn't be offering a vignette there, not more than just a normal minor distortion that you almost can't tell anyway. So I would, instead of going to effects every time to add a vignette, which I do like it bringing a focal, you bring your eye into focus better. It kind of gives a stronger focal point, so if that works for you, nothing wrong with that. But just give the lens corrections a try. So if you go here, you enable profile corrections, which in itself makes a pretty big difference, some photos more than others. And then you go to lens profile, you have the option for the make of your camera, the model of your lens. You can see I'm shooting on a 35 1.4, the Adobe profile here, and then you can adjust the amount of distortion from right here, more or less vignetting. The natural lens vignetting between light and the curve of your lens is right here. I don't want any just because I think there's enough, dark versus light balance. There's already enough natural vignetting because of the light is so directional. And then of course you can adjust the distortion of your photo. So give this a try. Maybe, if you can shift the way your eye is seeing that a little bit, I would definitely recommend you do it. If not, do what you like the best. And then let's go down to the color calibration. And this is something I've been working with more and more just because the results have been so incredible with how much the calibration truly affects the overall look of the photo. So you see those photos with like a really nice warm orange brown tone, or there's a nice blue tone to it, or just whatever specific tone is in every photo. Oftentimes, especially with presets, photographers who have really created presets from their own just technical knowledge of Lightroom, they know kind of where to go with adjusting those color settings versus starting with another preset and making adjustments from there, and they don't often translate from one photo to the next as well. So just something to kind of play with and think about as you go. Okay, let's go back up to the top and see how dehaze plays effect. You can kind of see now dehaze for more than anything else, fog and bright light. It's such an awesome tool. I love this new setting here in Lightroom, which isn't so new. I'm not sure I said that. But you can see it kind of eliminates the look of the fog or enhances like specific shape, as you can see here in the clouds, or it brings it out. So really kind of blows out all of the fog look there. I don't want it to be too intense, but I do like a little bit of the shape. I think that ends up looking really, really cool. So I do want to make a few adjustments just based on that. And then of course, go through your tone curve and see, kind of, adjust yourself up and down. And again, messing with fog and light here, this photo in particular is what makes kind of playing with editing so much fun, is because no two results are going to be the same. Every single thing you play with here is going to have its own effect, and you're going to see it the greatest in this particular type of image, which I think is so fun. I love it. I want to go back over here to split toning. I really love the warm fall imagery, so I just thought this was such a good one to, be so warm like this. So I don't think this is exactly the way I first edited it, but it's pretty good. And it's a heck of a lot different from where I had it before. Again, this is how we started. This is what I ended up with. And, I'm happy with this. It makes me feel like I'm in that moody fall, foggy morning, driving on the coast. You just get the coolest weather to shoot in. I kept thinking that the whole time. It's like, oh, if I could get out and shoot, if I could get out and shoot. But it wasn't in the cards for me that day. But I did get some cool shots, and I really loved how this turned out. So I hope this helped you. I hope you, take some fun landscapes and get to practice shooting a little bit. Try some different things. Mess with your natural lens vignetting and the color calibration and see what you come up with. And yeah, I hope that was helpful. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.